All right. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm your host, Cy Smith, coming to you on a All-Star weekend in America, in the United States of America. Cy Smith, National Block Club University. Every Sunday is Family Day. Friday on our senior call, we talked about wills, and we said we need to incorporate that on Wednesdays. Sorry about that. We need to incorporate that on Wednesdays to make sure that people are making sure that the family is good, so we're going to get back to that. So all our gurus out there that know about wills and all things dealing with finance, we need to loop you in. So anyway, this video here, I am excited to show you something that to me is the finality of this work that we've been doing. And now, in my estimation, we're about to experience something we've never seen before. And so I want to walk you through it. We are on YouTube Live. It's also going to be there when this is over, so that way you guys can show others. But if you are new to my page, my channel, I want you to know that I almost exclusively talk about Blacks pooling resources together, being there for each other, supporting each other. And so that's what you're about to hear here right now. Let me put this slide up. It's called the impact of one. The impact of one. And that's one person. And it says, because the masses will come around later. Can't stress that enough. The masses will come around later. That's one of the key attributes of a leader. They have a certain amount of conviction that if others aren't on board and coming with them, they're okay, because they're doing it because they are being led by a conviction on the inside. So I'm putting this up here now so you guys know, as I'm presenting here, this is one of the philosophies that I believe in dearly, is the impact of one person. Okay, so keep that in your spirit. Now I'm going to keep this up while I walk through what we're about to talk about here. All right, give you a second for that to come up. All right, now when you look at the state of our community all over the world, especially here in the United States of America, unfortunately, a lot of people benefit off of our struggles, a lot of profit in our pain and suffering. I believe that those days are coming to meet some major resistance. All right, and for me, being a military man, I want to make sure that no matter what happens with the fight, that you fought back. And we have been fighting back, but now we have some tools in the toolbox that we didn't have before. And I just think life is about to be a whole lot better for Black people. So let me start by this title, 8 Steps to Massive Change. So we're going to start down here at the bottom. So I'm going to zoom in. We're going to start here at the bottom. And if you're not, used to me speaking, I want to explain to you what each of these things are. Step 1 is what we call the spindle. And the spindle is a repeated meeting activity that keeps repeating. And that's why it goes around in a circle, because it never stops. It keeps repeating at a set interval. For instance, all nurses spin around every 30 days, the 3rd Wednesday of each month. The lawyers every 4th Tuesday of each month. The farmers every 1st Monday of each month. The reason why the spindle matters, because historically, whenever Blacks started progressing, it threatened the white supremacy, and that whoever was leading that effort ended up being murdered. And so the spindle prevents that, because the spindle is predicated on time. It keeps repeating. And so you can't stop time. So no matter what's happening, if blacks are coming together, pulling together, and all the black lawyers are getting together on a set date, they can't eliminate that date. They can't stop the fourth Tuesday of the month. No matter how rich they are, how powerful, that date is going to come no matter what. So I want you to know step one is the spindle, because it prevents us being dependent on one of anything, and it prevents us from having one person that can be eliminated. So I want you to know the spindle is something you should learn, what the dates are for everything, because everything we touch has a date assigned to it. Every Friday is Senior Citizens Day. You can't stop Fridays, so you can't stop us loving the seniors. So that's what step one is. Step two represents, and it's hard to see there, it represents 8 teams. And the purpose of step two is because historically what's happened is we've drank the Kool-Aid that our challenges can be summed up into, if we fix this first, then the rest will fall in place. Well, there's 4 things necessary for most things to take place. You need the part or the supply, you need the tool, you need the skill, and you need time. Take any one of them 4 things, whatever you're working on doesn't happen. So these 8 teams, I'm gonna read them to you real quickly, represents people who believe that is to fix our conditions is all about education. People believe in order to stop the violence is all about parents. People believe if we want to pool our money together, it's all about getting the youth. Well, all of that stuff is important, and not one is more important than the other. What this does, it allows us to have a structure so that whatever a person's philosophy is, there's a space for it. So it's like a repository. We have a place to store that so that it can be amongst like minds. So team 1 is business. Team 2 is accountability and protest. Team 3 is safety. Team 4 is education. Team 5 is construction. Team 6 is race relations. Team 7 is food. Team 8 is legal. Team 2, which is accountability, Team 6, race relations, and Team 8, legal, represents fighting. Fighting. We're fighting for our legal rights, civil rights. We're fighting for accountability with the gas station, liquor stores taking money out of our neighborhood. We're fighting white supremacy. That's Team 6. The other teams, Teams 1, business, Team 3, safety, Team 4, education, Team 5, construction, Team 7, food, is about building. It's do for self. And what I always tell people, when you look at the state of Black America, it appears like we're always fighting, and like we put all our eggs in the fight basket, when we are the largest racial group in America. We got more money than 40 countries around the world. So what if we build? I get some people want to fight. So why don't we do both? Why not have people that's going to fight, and why not have people who's going to build? So that's what these 8 teams represent on step 2. It's a place for everyone. And we want to know on your block how many team 1 people, team 8 people, team 7 people. So this just tells us what the repository is. This step number 3, that's the squeeze. The squeeze. The purpose of step 3 is for 26 years we've been doing this. And so this is our way of invisibly organizing. It's our way of helping people even if they don't want to be helped. It's our way of making sure that no matter what happens, we're never caught off guard. That's what the squeeze is. You see 5 circles there. We have something for every block. We have something for every day. We have something for every month. We have something for every passion or career field. We have something for every stage in your life, whether it's a retiree, adult, or youth. So the squeeze, once we train you on that, educate you or make you aware of that, it's a way of you being able to never be caught off guard when it comes to dealing with people, because you will know kind of how they align inside this structure here. So team 3 is the no outlet. All right. Step 4, not team 3, step 3. Step 4, I'm sorry, is 60 jobs. This represents the future for employment for Black people. The future is information jobs, travel, and real estate. So these step 4 is 60 jobs that's created as we get people to buy into this concept and fund this concept. So it's 15 jobs times 4 areas. The spindle is what you saw in step 1. The spindle is 15 jobs with people to keep that spindle spinning around, meaning they're managing the times of each meeting, each gathering, each get together for that subject matter. Right above the spindle is 4 groups of K through 12th graders. K through 3rd grade, next is 4th through 6th grade, next is 7th to 8th grade, and finally is 9th through 12th grade. There's 15 jobs to make sure that the young people are academically challenged and getting money. If you go up, you see those shapes up there. The green circle represents 9 different businesses, from apparel to travel agents to chefs, you name it, beauticians, and every first Wednesday they meet. The next shape there, the red shape, that represents the second Wednesday, and it's made up of beauty supply stores, car washes, daycares, getting them together. The next shape there represents all of our accountants, our barbers, our funeral homes, our landscapers. Then the fourth circle, not circle, the fourth shape is orange. That represents all of our lawyers, journalists, all people in construction. So there's 15 jobs to manage all those different types of industries, and it's 15 jobs for that. And then finally, underneath that, the last 15 jobs represents people who profit off of Black pain and suffering. So as you can see there, the A is for Asia. There's so much money Asia makes off of Black people here in the US and in Africa. The M is for Mexico. A lot of money Mexico make off of us here. And then the next M is for the Middle East. A lot of Middle Eastern people make a lot of money off Black people. Then the last one is Europe. A lot of people in Europe make money. So it's no indictment on everyone, but let's just say these 4 groups have an interest in keeping things the way it is or making it even more profitable for themselves. And we want to be just like everyone else, Chinatown, Greektown, Little Italy. We want to see our dollar rotate amongst us just like every other group. So that's what step 4 represents. It covers all of that. Step 5, cats. This is the travel. Remember, the future jobs for Blacks in this country is about information, travel, and real estate. So the information is so much money with that. So many jobs can be created with that. Non-degree jobs. So it's jobs that you can get, you can be trained in. Information gathering jobs, information processing jobs like data entry, information storage. Where do you put information? Information management, information sharing. All right. These are all jobs that can go anywhere. So we can go in any neighborhood in America and create these information jobs. And we've carved that out where we went to 20 different cities and 108 towns in Mississippi, and we gave them something to be able to take information and create jobs with. All right. That's how powerful that is. Now, this the cats represent conventions. Gary, Indiana, headquarters for all our conventions. That's what the C is for. A, appreciations. This month, every February is brother appreciation. Let's find what brothers we appreciate in all our zip codes all over America, and let's love them and appreciate them. T is for tours. Let me tell you about the tours. This month in Gary, Indiana, we in the Etna neighborhood. This month in Chicago on tour, we in the Roseland neighborhood. This month in Atlanta, we on tour in the Little 5 Points neighborhood. In Miami, we on tour in the Brickell neighborhood. In St. Louis, we on tour in the Fairground Park neighborhood. In Detroit, we on tour in the Pole Town neighborhood. In New Orleans, we in Century City neighborhood on tour. In Birmingham, we in North Crestwood. In Milwaukee, we in Washington Park. In Dallas, we in Lake Caroline. In Memphis, we in Raleigh. In Kansas City, we in North Blue Ridge on tour. In St. Paul, we in the Highland on tour. In Cleveland, we in the Glenville neighborhood on tour. In LA, we in the West Adams neighborhood on tour. In San Diego, we in the Sherman Heights neighborhood on tour. In Boston, we in the Mattapan neighborhood on tour. In Philly, we in the Northeast neighborhood on tour. In DC, we're in the Capitol View neighborhood on tour. In Norfolk, we're in the Novella Heights neighborhood on tour. In New York City, we're in the Flatbush neighborhood on tour. So that T represents every single month in 20 different cities on tour. It's a reason to travel. It's a reason to create vibrancy in our desolate neighborhoods because of that T of the cats, which is tours. The S for summit is when we meet once a month to go over everything we do. And that's always in Chicago. So it's a reason for that child in Flatbush to travel to Chicago. It's a reason for that person in Novella Heights in Norfolk to travel to Chicago. So remember, when we talk about the second biggest job creator for Blacks in the future is travel. And we're going to create this travel by us pooling money together to put an infrastructure behind reasons to travel for us. Okay. Step 6. In order for this to work, in order for this whole thing to work, we have to have money. We have money. Other ethnic groups wouldn't be in Black neighborhoods if we didn't have money. So money isn't the issue. It's us agreeing to circulate it with each other. This is the single thing holding this whole thing back, is convincing us to release the money to National Block Club University like yesterday. That's the only thing holding this whole thing back. One of the philosophies is $1 a month. That's $12 a year. We've been working on that for 27 years, and we're going to continue down that path. So the key with this 4G 250, we needed to have a way of getting bulk money while we work on the $1 a month. That takes scale and time. And so the key with the 4G 250, it represents us being able to raise $1,000 immediately. By having 4 groups of 250 people, that's our way of taking $1 from 250 people and having $1,000. Why does this matter? Because when you think about how big we are, we're in 20 different cities. We're in 20 different neighborhoods every single month. Just imagine 1,000 people in every neighborhood. That's a big deal. You're talking 20 neighborhoods in Chicago, $1,000 in each neighborhood. That's $20,000 a month, just Chicago. 20 different cities. I named to you where we on tour at in all 20 cities. Imagine 1,000 people in there. That's another $20,000. That's $40,000. $40,000 for the year is $480,000. So I want you to know the power of 1,000 people in the jurisdiction. So 4G 250 represents the quick way of getting to 1,000. Okay, that's step 6. Step 7. Step 7 represents the national component. So you know what those shapes mean. It's a bunch of businesses in a green oval shape. It's a bunch of businesses inside the red shape, the blue shape, and the orange shape. But you see 1,000 next to that? We are targeting in all 20 cities, 50 businesses willing to put up $100. 50 businesses putting up $100 is $5K. It's $5,000. We are on a quest to get 50 businesses to trust us with $100. And as they do that, that's $5,000. That $5,000 will allow us to create those jobs inside of their city. So if Chicago is doing its part and those 60 people are working, now we're working on getting the same thing done in Miami, Birmingham, New Orleans, in Detroit, St. Louis, and Milwaukee. So that's the benefit of getting in position to get that $5,000 going in every one of our cities. And in every one of those cities, young people are going to be getting money from the awards. In every one of them cities, the non-Black owned businesses are going to be accountable and giving back. In every one of them cities, the businesses are going to be in formation and supporting each other. This here is beautiful and a big deal. Step 8, the final step. Remember, information jobs, travel jobs, and real estate. So what you see here is the difference between a trail and a track. The bottom is a trail and the top is a track. This is a separate entity. This is a for-profit entity, because what this is doing is saying we recognize that other ethnic groups are coming in Black neighborhoods, isolated, neglected neighborhoods, and they're buying up the real estate. Well, because we're in 20 different cities, now we have a reason to travel to those other cities. we have a reason to buy the real estate up in those cities because we know that we're going to be traveling and needing places to stay. So it's our way of creating our own version of an Airbnb, where if you own this property in Gary, Indiana, now when you come for the convention, you stay at your property. When you're not here, you rent it out to the other people who are traveling here for their weekly convention. The point is, in Birmingham, real estate is affordable. In Memphis, real estate is affordable. In Gary, throughout Mississippi. So all of these places are a part of our spindle that keeps repeating when we should be meeting there. And every one meeting is different. Remember, lawyers is every fourth Tuesday, teachers is every second Saturday, nurses every third Wednesday. So as we are in these different cities creating vibrancy because of travel, owning the real estate, this is how we're going to do it. And the best part about step 8, it's your way of becoming part owner of various companies. So these different tracks are ownership. So you're part owner of a company, and we're creating these tracks of real estate all over America. Gary track, Detroit track, Milwaukee track, all track real estate all over. And your payment plan to get to the track are the trails. So that's what we've got here. This here is, oh my God, it is the next level, because what this does, let me zoom out here. What this does, this puts Black people in a winning position, and it's based on time. So there's no leader to kill. The key is for you to learn the dates and times so that if something happens to headquarters, this thing can keep going because you know the date and the time. My number is 312, area code 405 8844. This is 312-405-8844. This is 27 years. This is over $400,000 to get to where we are right now. So when I say this to you guys, I think this is it. I think God's manifestation is about to show. As you guys see this and release the money, the only thing holding this back is the funding. With the money, this goes to work. Without the money, we keep talking about it till we get people to release the money. All right.